What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I normally would say I'm super excited, and I am excited about today's video, but it's definitely gonna be a little bit of a different vibe of my normal videos. As you guys have probably already seen from the title, today's video I'm going to be using a bunch of products that I don't like, that I really wouldn't recommend, that I will not be repurchasing again. I would say about 99% of my content, I like to keep it super positive. That's just how I am, like, as a person. And I love nothing more than sharing with you guys products that I absolutely love, that work amazing, that I think that you guys will love as well. But obviously, you're not always gonna like everything. Like, that's just not how life works. And so most times when I try products that I don't like, I just don't talk about them on my channel because I don't like to bring like negativity and stuff. But I do think that it's important every now and then to be like, hey, these are a bunch of products that I bought, that I tried, that I would not buy again, that just didn't work for me. And I will tell you guys why and like my reasoning behind everything, because just because something doesn't work for me or I don't like a makeup product doesn't mean that you won't like it. Makeup is a very personalized thing. Everybody has different preferences and different skin. So some of your favorite products may even be in today's video. Honestly, a lot of these are very popular products that just didn't work for me, and I'm gonna tell you guys why and do a full face of makeup that I don't recommend, that I wouldn't purchase again. But we're still gonna keep it positive, you know, I don't wanna be a negative Nancy over here, and it's still gonna be a fun video. So I'm super excited. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are going to start off very strong today's video with a product that I dislike so much that I'm not even gonna use it. And this is the only product that I'm gonna do this for. All of the other products that didn't work for me, I'm gonna use. But the first one we have is primer, and it is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Why I'm not gonna use it and why I dislike it and wouldn't purchase it again is not because it's a bad primer, but because this broke me out so bad. And Thanksgiving is next week. I'm not trying to have a full face of breakouts, you know, to have my turkey dinner, but that's my first product, my primer. Like I said, all the other products I will use on my face, but I'm not going to apply it because I know it's just gonna make me break out. I used this actually for a little while, like after it first came out, because I do think it's good at gripping onto your makeup, but I guess it grips onto it so good that it just seeps it into my pores and makes me break out. I don't know. So if you can use this and it doesn't make you break out, more power to you. For me, it just doesn't agree with my skin, so I'm not gonna use it. But that's my primer that I wouldn't recommend, that I won't be repurchasing. Okay. Up next, into foundation. I wanted to love this, and it seems like a lot of people do love it, but this is the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Foundation. I really thought that I was really gonna like this. I like a lot of Makeup Revolution's products. I think they make good, affordable products. It's supposed to be a long-wear foundation. It's supposed to be a breathable, soft matte, give a great coverage. It makes my skin look like the Sahara Desert. Like, that's how dry. It does not mix with my skin, and I do have dry skin. But there are many matte foundations, it has a really weird scent to it as well. But there are many matte foundations that I can wear, that I do like. Because just because I have dry skin doesn't mean that I always need to wear a dewy product, you know, but this one just makes my skin look really, really dry. And the thing about it is, when I first apply it on my skin, it really doesn't look that bad. I remember the first time I tried it, I was like, oh, okay. Gives a good coverage, like as you guys can see, but I'm telling you, throughout the day, it really looked bad, guys. And it also, like, not only did it make my skin look dry, but it definitely made my skin feel dry as well. So it's just not something that I can recommend, that I will repurchase again, because it just doesn't work with my skin type. If you have oily skin and you really want something matte, you could very well love this, and it could work incredibly for you. But for me, it's just a no, and not a product that I will use again. Although I do like the coverage. I mean, like, that like gave me full coverage pretty quickly. Okay, up next, I am going to take this out of the packaging, but I've used it before, just in a different shade. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Triple Action Concealer. Now, I feel like what they tried to do here was a good idea, but they just kind of missed the mark, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So this is what the wand looks like. It comes like separate when you buy it, and you just like put it in. The wand is actually really cool. Oh, I feel like this is gonna be too dark of a concealer for me, but we'll figure it out. The wand is like this rolly kind of applicator. So when you put your wand in, you only get the tiniest little amount of product on it, which is kind of annoying because it doesn't give you a lot of product at all. Like, that's all the product that it's gonna give you, and it's a very light coverage concealer. So if you wanna have really any sort of coverage with it, you are gonna have to use more than that. What I think is cool is this applicator is kind of like a metal, what is the tip? I think it says it on here. It's a ceramic wand, so it's a ceramic tip, so you can kind of go in like this and like blend it on your under eyes, and it feels nice, like it feels cooling on the skin, but it gives little to no coverage. And contrary to popular belief, there are some light coverage concealers that I do like. Like, I definitely prefer a more fuller coverage concealer personally. There are some light coverage ones that I do like. This one just isn't one of them. And it just, I feel like the applicator could have been cool if they could have found out a way to get more product on the applicator so you don't have to keep dipping back in. I like the roller version of it, but just in general, it's not one of my favorite concealers. It's really light coverage. It just doesn't do much for my under eyes and is not something that I reach for or will purchase again. This next one, this is a hard one for me. Gonna be a little controversial, but it is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. So this was newer this year, came out a couple months ago. I have used it quite a few times. Something about this on my skin, I'm gonna apply it and talk in the same time, also makes my skin kind of look a little bit dry. I like the naturalness of this. It does blend easily, but my reasoning for this and including it in today's video as like products that I won't buy again is because I much prefer the Charlotte Tilbury contour one. I think this is a lot better. Also blends really beautifully, but doesn't make my skin look dry. Like something about this, I don't know if it's the shade or what it is, just kind of I feel like emphasizes the dryness, like makes my skin look dry even though it's supposed to be a healthy looking glow bronzer. I didn't get any glow from this product at all. I feel like it's very matte, where I feel like I get a little bit more of like a almost glow with the contour one. Like it's a cream product and it just, to me, is a product that I would much more recommend over this one. So I just don't think that I will purchase this again, where I will repurchase the Hollywood contour one. I just think it works better, at least on my skin. This isn't a bad product. There's just something about it, whether it's the color or the formula itself, that just kind of emphasizes dryness on my skin, and I just much prefer the other Charlotte Tilbury contour product. So I'm gonna just blend this a little bit more with my sponge. It will not be something that I will repurchase, but it's not a bad product. I will say that. I just think they make better ones. Look, I feel like with that and the foundation that we use, my skin just looks so dry, and we're about to make it look all sorts of crazy with this next product. Now, this is a product that I actually used for quite some time and thought that I really liked it. And then I really looked at my skin and was like, this does not look good on you. Why are you using this? So it is the translucent loose setting powder glow version from Laura Mercier. I would never say that the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder isn't worth it, because I do really love that setting powder, the regular one, and I also really like the new like pink toned one that they have. I've been using that to set my under eyes and it looks beautiful. This glow version, I used this for a while and then I really looked at my skin and was like, ugh. Like that really doesn't look good on you. Like it's not doing you any favors, Kelly. I'm gonna put it on my skin and show you guys, although I feel like when you first apply it, it doesn't look bad. It's more so as the day goes on and like at night when I would be like taking my makeup off and like up near the mirror, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like did my face look like that all day? Like it definitely didn't look like that when I first did my makeup. It's basically a setting powder, but it has a little bit of shimmer to it, like luminosity, which I don't mind. And there are other powders that are similar to this, which I do like the way that they look on my skin. This one, I just feel like as the day goes on, like when I first apply it, it's not gonna look bad, but as the day goes on, it would emphasize every little nook and cranny, little texture I had, and just really not look flattering at all on my skin. It's a cool product because it allows you to set your makeup while still giving you a glow, instead of how most powders do where they just make you matte. But the way that this makes my skin glow is just not flattering, especially on textured skin like I have. It's just not a great product. Like I said, you really can't tell that much when you first apply it. And that's when I would like, you know, first apply my makeup and not really be like looking super intensely at it as the day kind of went on. So I used it for quite some time, then I started to realize like, I don't know if this is for me. And honestly, now that I stopped using it and I just use like their regular powders, my skin looks a lot better. And I can kind of put the glow in targeted areas instead of all over the face and not have the emphasis on my pores and texture. So this would not be a product that I would repurchase. Okay, up next for brows, we have an interesting product. Now, I do want to say that I feel like this year, Makeup Forever has come out with so many incredible products. Their new HD Skin Foundation is one of my favorites. I have talked about their new HD Skin Powders a billion times. I love them. Their new liquid lipsticks, I really like. Their new lip liners, I really like. For a long time, I didn't love a lot of their products, and then this year they came out with so many products that I really, really enjoyed. But one that is not my favorite is the brow gel. And here's why. It's not that it's a bad brow gel, but look at the size of this spoolie. It's so big. I feel like brow gel spoolies, like I'm gonna put it next to the Benefit Give Me Brow, which I feel like is one of the first companies to kind of make these tinted brow gels. Look at the size of the Benefit brow gel versus the Makeup Forever. Like, it's just so big that unless you have really thick brows, which some of you may, so then maybe this would work for you. I don't. It's just gonna get the brow product all over the place and look messy. Where if I have a small little spoolie like this, I can really go in and apply the brow gel to my brow hair, so it's not gonna look messy and it's gonna be more uniform. This is just too big of a spoolie to be easy to work with. I don't think the actual product itself is bad, but it's just difficult. Like even down there, I just got some like in an area that I wouldn't want to. It's not horrible, but it's just, I feel like there are better brow gels that are easier to use, like tinted brow gels, than this one, and the spoolie is just too big. So it wouldn't be necessarily a product that I would recommend. Honestly though, my brows don't look too half bad after using that. I'm like, well, but again, because of the size of the spoolie, I don't really reach for it that often. And it is easy, see, like I just did, to like mess up if you're not like being really careful, where with a smaller spoolie, it's just easier to use. You don't have to be as like precise with it. Okay, I went ahead and zoomed you guys in. Hopefully you can see this face is just looking creasy and like just not how I like my complexion to look. And I can only imagine after I wear it, like how it's gonna look, because a lot of these products I feel like as they wear is when I really don't like them. But anyways, I zoomed you guys in so we can go ahead and do our eyes, but I forgot to do my highlight. So my highlight is unfortunately from Milani. I love Milani. They have a lot of amazing products. They're actually one of my favorite brands from the drugstore, but this highlight just missed the mark for me. I don't know what it is exactly. It's their new liquid highlight, the Conceal and Perfect. I really liked the new bronzer, and they came up with like an eye brightener that was part of this line that were really good. The highlight did not impress me. I probably should have done this before I did my powder, so we're applying it on top of powder. So don't do as I do, but I'm gonna show you guys when I apply it, just kind of dab it on there, and I'll use my finger to blend it out. It just kind of, this was another product that I felt didn't blend super seamlessly. It eats at the product that's underneath it, which is always when you're using a cream product, kind of what you don't want. You want a cream product that's gonna be able to morph with the other products that you are applying it with, not one that's going to eat at the ones underneath and like make your skin look patchy. And I felt like this highlight also kind of emphasized my texture as well, instead of just kind of smoothing it over, which are the typical kind of highlights that I like. So just was a miss for me on this one, unfortunately. I had really high hopes. I thought there was gonna be like a great like Charlotte Tilbury dupe, but I just don't think I can say that it is. Not terrible, but not a product that I'm gonna run out and buy another one of. All right, next product. This one might ruffle some feathers. This is a very popular product. I fell into the hype of it, bought it myself, and I don't dislike the product. I don't think it's a bad one, but it wouldn't be one that I would repurchase again, and that is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I bought this, I wanna say like maybe 6 months ago to a year ago for myself. I think I might have bought it during one of the Sephora sales because I was able to get it a little bit discounted, but regardless, this is what it looks like. It's a pretty palette. It's Anastasia, the formula is good, but there's nothing groundbreaking about this palette, and all of these shades I have in other palettes, 100% that are cheaper too. So to me, it's like, I don't know, I can't justify these super high price point eyeshadow palettes as much anymore, because I feel like I don't use eyeshadow as much as I used to either. Like I used to buy eyeshadow palettes, like that was like my favorite sort of makeup to buy. And recently, I don't know, a lot of times I literally am just like using my bronzer in my crease and like a little bit of my highlight on my lid and calling it a day, like not doing crazy eyeshadow looks. Or if I am doing eyeshadow looks, this just isn't a palette that I reach for, and I don't know that there's necessarily a rhyme or reason to it. Again, I just think that it's the fact that it's 14 shades, so it's not like a mega palette. Like a lot of times I will reach for like big palettes that have like 30 different shades so I can see all my different options. But that's a personal preference thing, but I just feel like there's nothing revolutionary about it. There's nothing that like makes it super memorable to me. And I definitely have all of the shades in this palette in 57 other palettes. So it's like, why do I need to reach for this one? But it was a pricier palette, so I'm like, I should reach for it, you know? But I find myself more so just like reaching for my ColourPop palettes or more affordable ones that have similar options. And I'm a neutrals girl. I love neutrals. This palette is obviously heavy, heavy neutrals, which is why I bought it in the first place. So it's not that I don't like the neutrals of it, you know what I mean? And a lot of times I feel like with palettes, I'll have like one shade that I'll like really love. So I always grab that palette because that one shade is just perfect. And in this palette, they're all just kind of like, none of them are bad, but none of them are like, oh my God, I need that eyeshadow shade on my eyes right now because it's gonna complete my look, you know? I don't know. That's kind of just how I feel about this. But again, I feel like my excitement for eyeshadow palettes in general has gone down a little bit. Like I'm much more now, like I get so excited over like new foundations, but I've always gotten excited over them. But like cream blushes, cream bronzers will forever and always be like a lippy girl. I don't know, there's just something about eyeshadow that's like, maybe I'm just in like a makeup rut. But again, I am well aware that this is a palette that is a favorite to many people, and that is a-okay, because it is not by any means a bad palette. Just wouldn't be something that if I was to hit pan on a couple of these shades that I'm gonna run out and go buy again. Because I feel like I have the shades elsewhere and it doesn't excite me all that much, unfortunately. Up next, we have another controversial one. I love to pick products that everybody else likes but again, those are a lot of products like I get suckered into the, oh my God, you have to get this, it's so good, just like everybody else does. So then I try them and I'm like, is it really that good though? I don't know. But a lot of these products that I've been picking for today's video are like more higher end products because I definitely, not that I'm harder on higher end products, but if you're gonna spend a lot of money on something, it better be good. This is not one of those. It's a cheaper product that a lot of people rave about. It's a drugstore product from a brand that I do really like. And it's a cult favorite product that just never really worked that well for me. And those are the Essence Lash Princess mascaras. I've tried these so many times because this is like so many people's holy grail mascaras. They love them. I know they have like different versions. I'm just gonna use this pink one today, for example. I've tried all of them and none of them I really think are like revolutionary to me. They're just like, okay mascaras at best. I feel like mascaras is somewhere where the drugstore really excels actually. Pretty much all of my favorite mascaras are drugstore. I have a few high-end ones, but like I really love the Milani Anti-Gravity, love the Maybelline in the pink packaging. Sky High, I think it is. A few of the L'Oreal ones I really like. This one to me was never like as viral worthy, I feel like, as it is. Like it's not a terrible mascara, but this is like so many people's absolute favorites and I don't know. It doesn't do that much for my lashes. I just don't see it. But I do know with this that I am like in the minority and that everybody else and their sister seems to really love it. So you know, this is just my opinion, obviously, with all this stuff. Alrighty, up next we have the KVD Honeysuckle Blush. Okay, I'm gonna put this on while I talk about it. This product retails for $28. Like, no, no, it's too expensive for what it is. It's matte too, which it's not that some matte blushes I like. This one though, on me, I feel like it's very overpriced for what you're getting. They're not like super crazy pigmented. They're matte, and so you're not getting any sort of sheen or anything with it, which is fine. But it's just like for $28, almost $30 on just a blush, I kind of expect more out of it. And I just feel like it kind of almost looks patchy on my skin. Just not a favorite of mine, not a product that I reach for. And I feel like at almost $30 price point for a blush, it should be one that you always want to reach for. And there are just a lot better options if you're interested in like a high-end blush. Chocolate Nars, I love their blushes, and a lot of other brands too, honestly. This one just kind of like 28 bucks. It could be like a $4 Wet n Wild blush and you would not know the difference. So yeah, just not worth it in my opinion. Okay, last but not least, this one kind of hurts my heart a little bit. It does, but hear me out. So this is the Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver Balm. I have this one in shade 12. Rosewood, I think it says, yeah. So I bought this when the Dior lip oils were all sold out. You couldn't get them anywhere. And those are technically called like the Dior Lip Glow oils or something. I bought this thinking that it was gonna be the Dior lip oil and it wasn't, but then I got stuck with this one. Not got stuck with, that's the wrong word. It's not a bad product. And it's Dior, of course it's bougie, but it's $38, okay? To spend $38 on a lipstick, it better be the best lipstick that I ever used, and this just isn't. It's pretty, you know? Gives a little glow to the lips, gives a little color. Does feel nourishing, but like there's no way that's worth 38 bucks. It's just not, to me, it's just not. It does look pretty, I can't deny that, but you can't tell me that I could not find something that looks like this on my lips that was like significantly cheaper, so it just would not be a product that I would purchase again, because I just feel like at $38 for a lipstick, it should really be really something, you know? I do like though, it has like a pepperminty smell to it. And I do love when lipsticks have like the peppermint smell, because then it like helps to like make your breath smell good. So I like that. But there are other lipsticks that have that too, you know, that aren't 38 bucks. So it's just, to me, just not really worth the cost, which is why I wouldn't justify to ever purchase it again. I think that's it, guys. The only one that I have that I couldn't even find the product to use it, but it was the Huda Beauty setting spray. I wanted to try and use it for this video. I thought I had it somewhere, but I think I got rid of it because I don't ever use it because it's so crazy scented. So that was just a product that didn't work for me that I wouldn't purchase again. I don't mind scents, especially like lighter scents, but like that is like a literal perfume that you're supposed to spray on your face, so I just don't like that. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I feel like our makeup doesn't look like, you know, terrible, you know? It looks okay, you know? So again, it's not like any of these products are terrible products. If you like these products, more power to ya. I'm glad that they worked for you. But these are just some that I personally would not purchase again. But you guys know that I always share with you all the products that I would totally purchase again, that I love, that I use all the time. So Little bit of a different video today. Wanted to do something a little different for you guys and give you a little different perspective. I hope this was helpful. And of course, as always, no hate or like negativity towards these brands. Just like not every product is gonna work for everybody. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.